Millions of people around the world tune into reality TV to live vicariously through the lives of the super rich and entertaining. While many viewers believe these shows to be unscripted, giving us a look inside the real lives of our favourite TV personalities, these shows provide us with false expectations on the societal limitations of our world and tend to portray exaggerated wealth, even when there isn't any. In today's video, we are going to take a look at how one star went as far as to commit a years-long fraud scheme in order to maintain a certain reputation and appearance established through reality television. Chrisley Knows Best is a series that began airing in March 2014 on the USA Network, centered around the real estate mogul Todd Chrisley, his family, and their enormous wealth. The show gained rave reviews and eventually inspired the network to launch a series of related projects, including a spin-off reality show, Growing Up Chrisley, which aired in 2019. All was well as the family skyrocketed to fame until November 2022, when the Chrisley House of Cards came tumbling down. The deception, lies, and fraud that had been years in the making was exposed to us all. This is the story of Todd Chrisley's descent from millionaire to prisoner. Born in Georgia and raised in South Carolina, Todd Chrisley was brought up in a well-off Christian household. After high school, rather than attending university, Todd, inspired by his father, a businessman, pursued a career in real estate. At 19, he began a relationship with 17-year-old Teresa Terry, and 2 years later the couple became pregnant unexpectedly. Believing it was the right thing to do, they got married. However, looking back on the decision, Teresa stated that most likely we wouldn't have gotten married if I hadn't have been pregnant. But we did, and it was a big deal. Todd and Teresa had 2 children together. But their relationship did not last long. With Todd's obsession with control in both his professional and personal life, Teresa later revealed, "I like to put a ball cap, put my hair in a ponytail and go out. But with him, your hair always had to be fixed and you had to be dressed to the tens. I grew tired of being constantly corrected and I would run my mouth. There were times when Todd would scream uncontrollably at me for no apparent reason, only to change the tack and give me the silent treatment for days and days." In November 1994, Teresa filed a domestic violence case against Todd and shortly after left his house. Regarding the same period in their relationship, Terry recalled one horrific night in December of 1992 when Todd, who was intoxicated, supposedly destroyed her personal property and battered his mother and Teresa. In the case against Todd, Teresa went on to say that he allegedly used a knife and threatened to kill her. She also detailed another night 3 days later when he allegedly tore all her clothes, including her undergarments, from her body and battered her with his closed fists. Todd denied these claims in 1996. The couple divorced, and in the same year, Todd married his current wife, Julie Chrisley. Todd and Julie had 3 children together, and it wasn't long before the couple amassed a small fortune, both working in the real estate industry, with Chrisley Knows Best premiering in 2014, showcasing their lives as multimillionaires. They seem to enjoy everything money can buy. Only Todd, over $49 million in debt, would have to file for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy within the year. Claiming the debt was due to a bad business deal with an investor, Todd, with his assets being worth only just above $4 million, refused to be the only one stuck with it. In 2016, it was revealed that he had $500,000 in federal tax liens and was facing property seizures if he did not pay. 3 years later, in 2019, Todd, Julie, and their accountant Peter Tarantino were indicted on the charges of bank fraud, conspiracy to commit bank fraud, wire fraud, and conspiracy to commit tax evasion. Both the FBI and the IRS investigated the couple and discovered a number of schemes that they were performing for over a decade to keep up with their lavish lifestyle. The investigation uncovered that the Chrisleys falsified documents to local banks to obtain over $36 million in loans dating back to as early as 2009. They would use the loan frauds to buy luxury cars, real estate, and travel. Later in the scheme, fraudulently obtained loans were taken out to make payments on the older loans. The investigation also revealed that when they filed for bankruptcy in 2016, They hid reality show earnings from the IRS by putting money into an account under Todd's mother's name. Todd, Julie, and their accountant hid millions of dollars made from the show to evade delinquent taxes that Todd owed and to avoid paying taxes on the money that they earned. Prosecutors had enough evidence to convince a jury to convict the couple and their accountant on all charges that they were indicted on. In November 2022, Todd was sentenced to 12 years in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. Julie received a lesser sentence with only 7 years in prison and 3 years of supervised release. Peter Taranto received a 3-year prison sentence, followed by 3 years of supervised release for his part in the filing of 2 false corporate tax returns. As part of the sentencing, the court ordered both Todd and Julie Chrisley to pay restitution and will determine the exact amount at a later date. U.S. Attorney Ryan K. Buchanan stated that their lengthy sentences reflect the magnitude of their criminal scheme and should serve as a warning to others tempted to exploit our nation's community banking system for unlawful personal gain. Fraud is the daughter of greed, of which Todd Chrisley was corrupted.